What's going on, guys? My name is Renegade. Today we're here to ask and answer the question, how good is Dragonslayer General? Now, before we get into the video, if you guys could leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, that'd be great. Other than that, though, I'd just like to put a few disclaimers out there. I am going to get pretty mad in this video. I have some pretty strong opinions about this class. This is a review series, so I do consider these videos reviews of classes rather than guides. So I obviously do guide you on how to use the class, but I also inject my opinion and tell you if the class is worth it. The series is called How Good Is After All, and so I do inject my own opinion into this heavily. I will be heavily opinionated in this video, and so if you don't like that or you're not prepared to hear my opinion on this class, if you are a fan of this class, then leave the video now before you get salty. One more thing, I'm not going to be talking about the dragon part of this video, the dragon part of this class. This class is much better against dragons, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video for a couple of reasons. I'm talking about this from a review point of view, so I obviously need to consider what my audience is gonna use this class for, and like when and how often my audience will encounter situations to use this class. Now, if this class was a viable farming class or a viable soloing class at all in any respect, then I wouldn't have a problem with what is it? I guess not talking about the dragonkin part. Like it's just stronger against dragons. It's just stronger. I guess I'll just call it the dragon part of this class. But as a result of me doing this as a review, like I always do, this is no change, by the way, guys. I always talk about these videos like they are reviews. This class is really not effective against normal monsters at all, but it's specialized for dragons. So that's a dumb decision in every possible way. There are very few dragons in AQW that you encounter on a daily basis. If you were to go out and farm for every single item in the game, there would be 3%. I'd say 3%, not even 3%, like 1% of items. That's just a rough guess, but I'd say 1% of items, just to put this in perspective, 1% of items you'd need to kill dragons to get. It would be less than that because the amount of the sheer amount of like Nolgath and Dage stuff there is, but like the class is so unbelievably not viable. I'm just gonna say it right now. This is a review series, so I am saying this to reviewing these classes to tell you guys if it's worth it or not. This class is not with farming, it's not with ACs, it's not with anything at the moment. As a result of that, I would like all of you right now to log onto Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter account, easy peasy to make one. Just go to twitter.com, go through your sign-in process, go through your sign-up process or whatever, and go tweet at Alina_AE and ask her to buff this class. Don't be mad, don't be salty, don't swear at her, just ask, hey Alina, could you please make sure Dragonslayer General is buffed? Thanks. Just say that. If we get enough people asking for it, AE as a company, I'll give them props for being very much engaged with their community. They listen to their community, they implement items from the community quite a bit, they change stuff based on what the community's consensus is. And so if we get enough people talking about this class on Twitter and asking her to change it, then we can get this class changed. Because this class has been in development, or been talked about at least, or been hyped for 2 years now. Since, I believe Sync said in his video, I watched Sync's video before I made this, that this class has been talked about, or at least, whatever, been hinted at, been announced since 2014, like Dage's birthday or something like that. I don't know. Either way, we've been waiting for it for a long time, and it's garbage. So we'll get into the class guide now. This class is obtainable from the new event. You can go to your game menu, and you can click on the Dracolich War here. You can talk to Galanoth, or whoever that NPC is with the Dragonslayer armor on. His armor looks like this, kind of. So talk to that guy, it looks like that. In the first room, he'll have a class shop you can go to, and you can either merge the class from quests or whatever and get items, or you can, I didn't want to join Shadow Lord, damn it, or you can buy it for 2,000 ACs, which is what I did. I don't recommend doing that. I bought it for 2k ACs so I could get this video done quickly. I realized I didn't have Dragonslayer rank 10, which is one of the requirements for farming it, and so I was like, well, it's not worth it. I already had enough ACs, and I wasn't planning on spending them on anything anytime soon, so I spent 2k ACs on this class, and I'll probably sell it once I've done this video. Either way, the class is luck enhanced for now. We want to increase those crits as much as possible, you could try Fighter. Fighter could work too, but from what I've seen, Fighter just lowers the damage. You really don't want to do that. Fighter might make it viable as a soloing class, but as of right now, it's not viable as either. If it is viable as soloing class because of Fighter enhancements, it's going to be slow, and so then it's pointless anyway. So it's really in a bad position right now. Apparently, it uses the same stats and stuff from Dragonslayer class. I'll go look at Dragonslayer really quickly to see if it's similar in some respect. Obviously I haven't ranked this class up yet, but let's just check. Oh yeah, that looks identical. Wow, okay, so it uses the same stats and stuff as Dragonslayer class, I think. It looks very similar anyway. Even if it's not the same, if it's similar to that much of an old class, this class is really, really old. It was before the time when they could even write descriptions for classes. The description of Dragonslayer is Dragonslayer, whereas the description of new classes is like this big wishy-washy description. Like even Dragon Lord has a description. This has a description, this has a description. Dragonslayer doesn't because it's that old. So, yeah. Luck, though. I'd go with luck if I were you. Mana regeneration is just a standard mana regeneration build, I guess you could say. It's just strike enemies in combat, more effective on crits, and you're struck by enemies in combat and you'll gain mana back. So, yeah. As for your passives, you got a increase in your crit chance and hit damage. Crit damage rather, not hit damage. Crit damage increased by 10%, and then you're reducing incoming damage by 25%. That passive there is actually pretty good. The rank 10 passive, I believe, is an increase in damage by 25%. Damage output by 25%, rather. So your first ability is called Basilisk Strike. I don't know. I think that's how it's pronounced. I think that's the same thing that was in Harry Potter in Chamber of Secrets. Regardless, it also got just a standard auto attack, by the way. I just thought I mentioned that. Again, I'm not talking about the Dragonkin part. I'm just talking about against normal monsters. Like I said before, dragons are so rare in AQW that unless they implement a whole bunch of dragons in the game, then this class is... you should just ignore the dragon part of it. And by the way, Dragonkin means if the monster has is a dragon. So if target is Dragonkin, means if the target's a dragon. If you want to see someone talk about the Dragonkin part of the class, then go watch Sync's video. I'll have that as the first link in the description down below. Click on the video and he'll talk about the Dragonkin part. But as for this ability here, this is just unarmed, by the way. I'm just using a completely stable weapon. The 1028, by the way, is the crits from the ability itself, not 1130. 1130 is the damage from the auto attack. So auto attack damage is actually slightly higher than this ability here. So this ability is already completely useless. It doesn't deal any extra effects. It's just damage. So it's just a garbage damage attack. It's a 3-second cooldown, so your auto attack is literally more worthwhile to use. Your auto attack is more of a better ability. Your auto attack has an objective better ability than this ability right here against normal monsters. Auto attack doesn't consume any mana and has a 2-second cooldown. This ability consumes 12 mana and has a 3-second cooldown. So your auto attack is objectively better than this ability here. We're off to a great start. This ability here is called Drake Tongue. It consumes 25 mana and has a 20-second cooldown. Deals 80% weapon damage, which is nothing. That's ridiculously low. And taunts your target, causing them to attack the user for 10 seconds. That pretty much means nothing. In terms of just one-on-one, it means literally nothing. If you're with a group, I believe what it does is it stops the monster from attacking your group or the other people in the room, but that's literally useless. And so all this ability does is it has 80% weapon damage, so low, really low damage, like lower than everything else, with a 20-second cooldown and 25 mana as the mana consumption. What? That's dumb. That's really bad. That's really bad. The damage is so low on that ability, and the mana consumption and the cooldown is really high. If you're attacking normal monsters, guys, don't use this ability. It is a waste of mana. Piercing Wyvern's Eye is your next ability. I don't know if it's Wyvern or Weaven. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's just Wyvern, I guess. 20 mana and 6-second cooldown. Deals 130% weapon damage, so it's lower than this one here. Again, 6-second cooldown, applies 1 stack of Keen Eye, increasing hit and crit chance by 5% for 15 seconds, and stacking up to 5 times. And then the rest of that is just Dragonkin stuff. So, bit better here. Slightly higher damage in this ability. I don't know why that is. I guess it's because it's increasing your damage. But yeah, 1,336. Still nothing too special. It stacks it up, obviously. Yeah. Really, quite a useless ability. kind of good, I guess. You can get your max stacks up to 25% on the crit chance, and hit and crit chance is the same percentage. So you can increase your hit and crit chance by 25% at max. So yeah, I guess you just keep this spammed and just don't use this ability at all, and you'll be able to spam this without having to use this ability. And of course, you need a heal in a class. Well, not necessarily, but this class is a heal. Your last ability is called Ancient Rites. It consumes 35 mana, has a 25-second cooldown, applies Foregone Conclusion and Talon Twisting to the user for 12 seconds, adding 50% of all incoming damage to the user's auto attacks. Upon fading, the user is healed for 25% of the damage dealt while under the effects. If Keen Eye is present, applies Hard Iron, reducing all incoming damage by 40% for 12 seconds. So I'll apply this and we'll deal some damage. So we'll grab that, grab this, we'll grab that. So it's a delayed heal. It takes 12 seconds for it to activate, and it heals you for 25% of the damage you dealt during the duration of the ability. So it just healed me just then. Now, the class doesn't have any AoE. It deals very little damage. You can't take down a monster quickly, and it has a fairly strong heal in terms of the raw health that you can gain back. So I'm going to go to /join Blood Titan, and we're going to see how well this class fares. I haven't actually even tried it at Blood Titan yet. But as for tips on how to use this class in a soloing situation, it's a soloing class, I guess. You could consider it a soloing class, but it's completely garbage, and no matter what situation you use it in, it's a piece of hot garbage, basically. I recommend you just apply that straight away. Completely ignore Drake Tongue. Completely don't bother with it at all. Try and deal as much damage as you can, and while the duration of the thing is on, keep your Piercing Wyvern's Eye on, and just keep attacking, I guess. As soon as this is back up, the Ancient Rites, you'll have enough mana usually to apply it again. So, you know. So as you can see here, I'm just dead from that already. So it's really quite difficult to use this in a soloing situation. You could try. I mean, I wasn't really focusing that much, to be honest. My dad walked in and I had to mute my microphone. But yeah, it's really not good. Really not a good class at all. Something I like to bring up is this class is just bad from the get-go. You can't consider this class good in any situation at all except for fighting dragons. The developer of this class really needs to consider why they made this class a thing and rework it. It just either needs every single number every single number you see in this class, like any number that pops up on screen. So a hit, a heal, I don't know, what else are there? There's just hits and heals pretty much. Hit, heal, DOT, whatever. I think there's a DOT on one of the abilities if you are attacking dragons. I don't care about the dragon part of this class. This class needs to be viable in non-dragon situations. The numbers need to be doubled. The damage output needs to be doubled, and the heal needs to be, like, the cooldown on the heal needs to be halved. Like, not the cooldown, rather the duration of the thing. I don't know, you might need to make it so it heals after 6 seconds, but that keeps the effect going. I don't know. Either way, it's really, really, really not good. It's a really bad class. Not viable in any situation whatsoever. In soloing, it's bad. In farming, it's bad. Go grab, literally, healer. You know, 2 classes that are better than this in both farming and then soloing. Healer is better than this class in soloing, and Mage is better than this class in farming. Done. 2 classes you can get at the start of the game before you even unlock the area needed to get this class. I don't know if it's actually on a level cap anyway, but regardless. Mage and Healer both do what this class attempts to do better. Mage and Healer. What? I'm just astonished that this class was even released. Do they test classes? I'd like you to actually answer my question in some respect, but do you test your classes before you release them? Because this class is just objectively bad. Get in the game with this class. You've developed the class. You've put the abilities into the class, whatever. You've just finalized it up. You're getting ready for the release of this class, and you go and test it. Did you think, wow, this class is bad, we should probably rework this, or did you just release it like lazily, or just, I don't know. Either way, this class is not good at all. You should really test your classes before you release them, because I don't think this class was tested. It doesn't look like it was tested at all. It looks garbage. Actually, in saying that, it doesn't look garbage. I actually think it looks pretty good. Let's just take a look. Let's just actually say something good about this class. Looks pretty good. Dade did a good job. It's a bad class, guys. It's a bad class. One positive thing I could say about this class is probably its Ancient Rites ability. It's pretty unique. I mean, it's a pretty unique way of healing. It's not the best way of healing. It's a pretty bad way of healing, but it's unique. Good job on the class designer. I'm going to give you props for making something that's unique and not just rehashing another ability. I'm not looking at anyone in particular, Blazebinder. But yeah, other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you've got any interest in watching any of my other videos. And if you want to say anything regarding this class or the video or anything I didn't do or whatever, leave that in the comment section down below. Again, if you want to see the Dragonkin part of this video, or rather part of this class, you can go check out Sync's video. Sync is a class designer for AQW. If you didn't know, I don't think he designed the class, but I think he is the one. No, what am I saying? I was gonna say he does videos on classes. He's good at classes. Watch his video. He'll probably tell you a bit more information than I did, so we'll go watch his video as well. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.